All right, welcome back once again, guys. Again, thank you very much for being patient during our breaks here. A little bit of a shorter one this time because we just want to jump in. I know Stark's been in a chat here and he's staying up really late to watch this series, so let's kick it off here against Resolution.
Whoop whoop! Stark hype! Everybody
Yes.
get your Stark hype. Stark hype in the chat, please. Stark hype. Everyone, Stark hype.
We need some emoticons for that.
Yeah. Let's get an emoji for Stark hype. Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. Spawning. Game 1 on Deadwing. Spawning in the top left. I'm just going to go ahead and steal this from him. It is Team All Inspirations ace player. It is the Yellow Terran player, Stark.
And spawning in the bottom left corner of Deadwing, coming to us from Team Composite, the green Protoss player, Resolution.
That's a light green too. This is going to be kind of difficult to tell the units on the mini map. I think I'm gonna. Oh, you can't change it. That sucks.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. We got an early. Oh my God. Okay, hold on.
Super early.
That SUV?
Super early. Yeah.
Well, no,
look at the proxy pylon.
Oh,
it's going to be a double gate.
They're proxying each other. They're both. Is it a double gate?
What is this? The shenanigans. The cheese is real. This. What?
I love Stark in the chat. Me hype.
Oh, the cheese is real, dudes.
Now
We're gonna have.
There's gonna be two barracks here. Is Resolution gonna make a second gateway?
Oh, the cheese is
Because that's
so
how that
real
works, right?
Yeah, but you're supposed to
getting
build
gas,
both
though.
of them at 8. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to go 8. You're supposed to go up to 8 supply and then build 2 gateways right off the bat.
Well, he's only building one gateway and he's getting a gas back at home as well. So he's kind of like, for lack of a better term, half-assing it here.
I think he's maybe doing like some sort of like super early pressure. Meanwhile, getting the mothership core for defense. I mean, I think.
I'm really not sure where that second gas is. I mean, if you're going to be proxy zealot rushing here, you want to go balls deep on that because otherwise you're not going to do enough damage here. That wall, though, is not even started, really.
This is awesome. The cheese is freaking intense. And here we go. We got an SCV scouting, and he knows. He's like, dude, what is this? Yeah. I'm scouting no... He's like, I don't give a fuck. Barrack, or bunker, son. What you know about this? And I like it. It's the distance bunker. It's just out of sight range, so it's like not completely, Resolution probably thinks that he saw nothing, and he's like anticipating the cheese. He's like, oh shit, I gotta get something out now. He probably doesn't even know that he's getting counter cheese. The manor bunker. I love this. This is now he's got the in your face bunker.
Yeah, exactly. And the probes are being pulled here. Now they may be able to delay this bunker here. I like the positioning. Gonna kill off that SCV.
Matter. Yeah, I really like this too because it doesn't even matter if you finish this bunker or not because he's got the second SCV down, he's got the first bunker, and he's just got units streaming in. Meanwhile, oh, the wall is crap. He's got SCVs fighting zealots, which is not where you want to be. Oh, the cheese is real. Oh, but eventually the zealot will get surrounded.
Yeah, he's gonna lose his zealot. Now, is he making more though? It doesn't look like it. He's actually abandoning the gateway. GG.
I was gonna say the mothership core is out, but you can't do anything against a bunker that's that close. And with the gateway spawn halfway across the map, there's no reinforcements. GG has to be called. Yeah. The counter cheese. It was epic.
Yeah, I'm really not sure why there was only one gateway there. It just wasn't enough pressure for Resolution to really do enough damage.
Well, if you build here's the deal. If you build 2 gateways and your opponent is not cheesing and your opponent is also not Stark, you build 1 gateway, you're not all in. If you build 2 gateways, you're investing way more into this, this assault. Like if you build 1 gateway, you can get that zealot in before the wall completes, in theory, and you can do some serious economic damage. Meanwhile, while at home, like, yeah, I spent 150 minerals and, another 100 minerals on this pylon and this gateway, but if I do economic damage, he's not going to get out on the map in order to destroy it. So if anything, I just have this proxied, building somewhere else on the map. It's the same concept behind proxying the Stargate. Like, yeah, they could take it out, but it's whatever. He just wanted to get that aggression done early, and I kind of like that play. It's like this single proxied gateway to get the Zealot in before the wall finishes, just to sort of force a response while building up the rest of the tech at home, getting the mothership core. But apparently what that build fails to is a 2 racks bunker rush.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll have to remember that when I go up against my games for Protoss. But first game goes to Stark. Congratulations. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into the next game on Merry-Go-Round.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and introduce first the Terran player spawning in the top left corner of Merry-Go-Round. Currently up 1-0 with an awesome 2 racks pressure, possible build order counter as well. It's Team All Inspiration Stark.
I love it too, because I don't even think there was any scouting. I think it was like blind cheese. So it was like cheese on cheese action. It was,
they both had planned
awesome. Yeah, it was beautiful. They both went to the same spot too. It was fantastic. Spawning in the 2 o'clock position on Merry-Go-Round, down 1 game, getting counter cheesed. It is the green Protoss player from Team Composite. It is Resolution.
Opening things up much more standard here are both players. Oh,
yeah,
wait,
I kind of like that. Oh.
Wait, I think I'm expecting that. Is that Barracks like really late?
Well, he might be going CC first because
because
this map is really good for CC first.
Yeah, so not quite as standard here, although still not a double Barracks proxy rush, but still.
Well, see, and the thing is, here's the mindset, because I mean, it's not like ladder. It's a lot. Tournaments are a lot different. You're playing against the same person 3 times in a row. It's different. You sort of know what's going on, and being a game ahead, Stark can basically just do whatever he wants now, because even if he loses, he's still in the game.
Yeah.
Even if he loses, he's still he just breaks even. And Resolution has to be a little bit more careful, because if he loses this game, it's gone. So he needs to win both of these games in a row. So I like this, because Stark goes for the greedy play, and if he loses, whatever. I went for a greedy risk, and I'll take it. But
if it works, he's setting himself up.
Exactly. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's great. It's the same thing like if you're ahead, why not cheese? Like, screw it. You can go ahead and just throw down the cheese, and if the cheese doesn't work, like, you're already ahead. It's whatever. So he's going for the opposite of that. He's going to go ahead and do the greed. I like this. The probe harass. Great SCV micro. Not even losing the SCV. Meanwhile, dropping the bunker down on the low ground. He's just going to get 3 racks up just right off the bat. Great play. It's going to be a great little aggressive push.
Yeah, now I like this Zealot coming up here. Resolution spotted to CC first, so he's setting his Zealot up, which is going to be much better at taking care of these SCVs than a probe is. And
exactly.
He can even take out this Marine as well.
So this is the sort of aggression that was supposed to happen in the first game from Resolution.
Oh, he should have hit that SCV one more time. Now he's going to try.
Yeah, and he's gonna finish. Oh my God, this Hero Marine! Hero Marine! What is it? What is this that I'm watching?
Oh, that was so close. But there's gonna be another Marine in a minute. So
super troll Marine is troll. Yeah, but they're just gonna smoke that Zealot. See, this is the thing. This is exactly the sort of aggression that Resolution was trying to accomplish in his first game. Oh, he needs to get those back in the bunker. God, just get there. Yes, okay. So this is kind of So remember when I was saying you need to respect this push? This push you really have to respect. Like, you can't really fight this head on with 2 Marines or even 3 Marines. So you kind of have to respect this a little bit. Like, and they're not going to do that much damage. You need to basically wait until you get the Marine count and then do this surround, which is what I think he's going to do. I think he's going to pull SCVs. He's going to pull Marines. He's going to try and get the Stalker. The Stalker's not going to be able to leave alive. And I think Stark knows this.
Oh, the Marine from behind, yeah.
Yep.
Gonna still be annoying. Pick off 1 more Marine. That was a pretty good attack overall. I mean,
Stalker rolling in, just like, screw this. You went super aggression. Whatever. I own you now. But now there's 5 Marines. That Stalker needs to go home. The damage is done.
That was a good little attack. A great response to a CC first, I think.
That was exactly what he intended to do with the first game, where he was just trying to get that Zealot in to do economic harassment so that he can get ahead. And look at that. CC first from Stark, Doesn't matter. 8 probes ahead, and now he just closed the gap with 2. Well, no, he's back up to 8 probes ahead.
Now, Stark hit the money scan here. He saw the Forge, he saw the Gateway, and the Robo-Bay just finishing up. So I think in seeing the Forge, he's going to expect a little bit of free time on his hands here. His Resolution most likely going to sit back, try to get at least one upgrade out of that Forge before he tries any more aggression here. So
Still, that only gives him a little bit underneath 3 minutes before the next attack coming, which puts it at roughly an 11-minute timing. Now, Stark, going CC first, didn't have the units out to begin with, and is now also behind in economy. Even with mules, so far, he's not able to catch up in the mineral income, and just now tied on the gas income. 12 workers behind. I think he might try to pressure with this little squad, if nothing else but to force an overcharge, but like that opening from Resolution, dude, I can't stress it enough. That Mothership Core Zealot like stalker thing, you have to respect that, man, or else it'll do exactly what it did. Now Stark's falling even further behind.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's so easy to, well, I don't want to say it's easy, but I mean, if you're Protoss, you're getting that Mothership Core, that Zealot, and that Stalker in almost every matchup. So you might as well just make some use out of it. It was really good.
Yeah, it depends on your opener. The thing that it's really like they say, like you were saying, they say it's easy. It is if you're good at microing individual units. Like if you can get the most out of your units, that is a fantastic opener to do. If you're not very good, if you're kind of sloppy with your control, then you could lose your Mothership Core for free, and then guess what? No more Photon Overcharge. Yeah. Or you could lose Stalkers, and that's losing gas to Marines, which is not exactly what you want to do either. But, I mean, we already have Immortals coming out. We got Sentries. We got a nice composition. Sentries for the Guardian Shield, which will take 2 damage off of the Marines' shots. Basically anything projectile just won't hurt Protoss as much. So, I mean, this is great. And Protoss just getting further and further and further and further and further ahead in worker count.
Yeah, and
now
he's got
14
this,
workers.
He does have this observer here right outside the natural, and he just saw all the Marines stepping back in there. So he's making the right choice here to switch to Colossus, or at least his next step is Colossus.
Yeah.
Getting that charge upgrade as well. So he's setting himself up for a really dangerous push here that's going to be borderline impossible for Stark to hold off unless he gets those Vikings out like ASAP.
One thing I do want to sort of highlight, and it's the intuition of the Protoss player. Like, notice the cannon at the front. Like, by itself, that's not a very deadly cannon. But what does it deny? Like, what is it that Terran wants to do in the early game? Force out an overcharge. That cannon denies that overcharge because you don't need to do it. You already have a cannon at your front. So that cute little Forge opener just basically changed the amount of energy that the Mothership Core has, which is, you know, another time warp, a mass recall if you need it, like, or both of them, a time warp and a recall. Like, you now have more energy on the Mothership Core to do whatever it is that you need to do. Scouting, Sentry, Hallucination, just going out, just to kind of peek around, see what the deal's up in the main. A nice little Widowmine drop coming out from Stark.
Now that's another thing that cannon kind of denies here.
Well,
if it was vision stretch up?
If it was positioned correctly, the cannon will deny it, but if the vision is not positioned correctly, it's not going to do the damage that it needs to.
Oh,
Widowmine's burying. Oh God! Oh God! Six kills on one, 6 kills on the other, and that just evened the playing field. 47 probes to 44 SCVs, with no third in sight for either player. But that was fantastic. Now with double mules, he can catch up with the income that he needed. Great snipes.
And he got a full scout on the main as well, so he knows what's coming. He knows about the Colossi, and he's able to start crunching out those Vikings now. So
that cannon was not in the position to do the damage necessary, or to do the vision necessary either. I think those units, those Widowmines, were just outside the vision range for the cannon as well. Second cannon being built.
I guess there's an observer here with, I don't know, I didn't see the observer. It could be here and I just can't see it. But they were able to take that out.
There's 2 observers. One of them is with the main army, I believe. Could I be wrong? No, one of them is with the main army. The other one is outside the natural. Lots of proxy pylons going down now. just going to try and close this gap with the terms of Warp Gate. I think, Stark has the Watchtower with a single Hero Marine. He's going to go ahead and relay back to HQ that there's a massive situation happening, and Stark's going to have to gear up for an impending assault.
Nice job picking off that observer here. The Vikings are in position. He's got 4 of them, which is enough to be annoying. I'd like to see a couple more poking out here, though.
I like this hallucinated Colossus.
Nice job. And he's leading with it.
Yeah, that was great. But there's
a good defense,
lot. Oh yeah, there's a lot. See, and this is the proper response. You have a lot of Marauders. Oh, I do not like that bottleneck. But it was worth it, apparently. Taking out all of the AoE.
And he's still got a lot of bio here. Oh, he's got some bio back at home that I really think he meant to take with him there.
No, I think, well, it's possible. It's hard to defend against run-bys if they have a run-by in the main. That was a great choice. Resolution, not doing very well at spending his money, sitting on almost 15k. There he goes. He just warped in a bunch.
Yeah, now Stark is put under pressure here, and there's one Colossi. Oh, and he's loading up the medevac. He's going to hit from both ends here.
I like this. So, interesting fact. Really quick. Oh, looks like there was a little hiccup in the game. Loading up nothing but Marauders into the medevacs. He is going for a Nexus snipe. When you load in Marines, you're looking to do probe damage. You're looking to do unit damage. When you load in 2 medevacs full of Marauders, you're looking to take out buildings. You're trying to bring the big guns to do bonus damage to structures. And it looks like there were some Stalkers in position to sort of ward off those medevacs. Meanwhile, third going down, Orbital just landed and starting to mine for Stark. Going to go ahead and get that 3-base economy up. No third in sight from...
he's thinking about it. He's got a probe in position.
Yeah. But here comes Hero Marine. He's like, la-di-da-di-da, I'm just going to hang out here. You ain't getting no base yet.
Now that brings up a key point here. Look at the vision on the map for Stark. He's got Marines just sort of scattered around, and it's awesome because he also has the Watchtower. But then with these Marines up here on the 4th base and over here on this end, I mean, he's going to see any sort of, I mean, not everything, but he has a much higher chance to see pylons and zealot run-bys and all that kind of stuff.
Well, the most thing that he's scouting for on that 4th is he's scouting for essentially a warp prism, which is exactly what flies across right now. So but he knows he's going to rally units to the main, and he's going to. Oh, it looks like he's going to. Yep, he's going to rally units to the main. He's going to do everything that he can. He's not going to bring all of his forces back because it's not 100% necessary. But he's going to bring enough units, and he's going to bring the Vikings. That's the key point. You need to bring the Vikings so you can deny the Warp Prism.
He had a nice little flank attack over here at the 3rd base. He's doing his best to deny this 3rd, and if he does, there he goes. He's so far ahead now.
So this is what we were watching in the first game with Resurge, is that as Terran, you need to basically be in a lot of places at once, but you need to have the choice compositions. Marines in this instance are not what you want. You have a lot of Stalkers, Colossi, Immortals, things that take a lot of damage from Marauders. You want those Marauders in the composition. Plus, they can be hit with a lot. Like, if you're up against a lot of Zealots, you want Marauders to slow down the Zealots, but against Protoss, you want a lot of Marauders in your composition, because they just hurt basically everything that Protoss has. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see, I think a Ghost Academy is down. I would not be surprised to see some more Ghosts. I gotta say, look at the production structures. That is a lot of buildings.
Yeah, Stark's macro really kicking into full gear here on that 3rd base.
Yeah, he's got quadruple Viking production if he needs it. Medevac production if he needs it. He's only building 1 unit at a time because that's all he needs, but if he needs it, the production is there, and that's Terran's weakness. Terran's weakness is in their production. If you don't have the structures, you can't build stuff. But if you do have the structures, you don't have to use them all at one time. You can just sort of use what you need. I don't like Stark's position in terms of upgrade. Look at this scary-ass Protoss army walking across the field right now.
+2 attack, +3 armor. And Stark's only on 1-1. Now, the one thing is, though, I don't know if Resolution realizes this, but he doesn't have Storm. Okay, he just moved those two. He morphed those two High Templars into Archon. So I thought he was saving them for Storm, but he doesn't have it. So
Yeah,
here's a big battle. There's only one Colossi here, though.
Yeah, but and I like this too because all of the Marauders were at the front taking the damage.
Those
Landed
Zealots,
Vikings. Yeah, the Zealots hurt, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's for real. Zealots do work.
That was pretty one-sided.
You need to have Marauders to kite because the concussive shells slow down the Zealot charge, but you can't just sit there. Zealots really hurt. You have to be able to kite them, and you have to be able to use those Marauders and their concussive shells to kite, because the glass cannon damage out of the Marines will take out the Zealots, no questions asked. But once you get that scary number, it becomes harder and harder and harder for them to kite. Now, I like this transition that he's gone into.
Oh, the SCV's almost...
he knows.
That was close. He knows it with the third now.
No, I think he was just basically gearing up to save it, because if he didn't evacuate the third, those SCVs would have been all but gone with charge. Meanwhile, Resolution gearing up to saturate the third of his own in a different position, a little bit further away position, sort of like a safer.
Yeah, it's easier
position,
for Colossi to get there to defend if they.
He's got Dark Templars in this army, and he's going for a more like, Archon Zealot sort of play, which the Archons are going to do damage versus the Marines, but the Marines need the upgrades. I don't know about this. This situation is strange. Sniping the observers is good, but now we're getting more and more Colossi back into this composition, and now a fourth being taken. I do like this. So this is sort of like the flaw in the last game that we were watching. Is like, yeah, so what? You can't take your third. What are you going to do? Stark's just going to land it somewhere else and try to drop mules on it, because he's got a bunch of mules pulling the SCVs now.
Yeah. The fight there was those ghosts were key. Landing some pretty awesome EMPs here, forcing Resolution to run back, and SCVs are joining the attack here. Stark's just going to chase Resolution all the way back home.
So I like this too, because look at the Zealots. You're able to chase the Zealots, but he needs to kite. He needs to kite the Zealots. Oh god, he needs to kite the Zealots. Please, Stark.
Oh my god, Vikings going down now. There's still one Colossi alive, and those Zealots are so beastie.
Oh, they're so beastie. You need to kite them, and even when charge, it doesn't last forever. Charge will eventually fade. So if you can use concussive shell to essentially just do the damage necessary and do the slowing necessary, it can actually be very beneficial. And I think Resolution sort of knows. Okay, when I went up, I didn't see a CC. I know he didn't drop it on the low ground because I got a unit there checking out. I think he floated it somewhere else over here, and he's going to walk his Zealot right in, and he's going to see the CC, and it's going to force Stark to lift. I do like this sensor tower on the main for Stark. Going to go ahead and deny any sort of warp prism shenanigans. But Stark knows he's outclassed. He just knows it. I mean, you can't let a Protoss sit. He scans. He sees the probe train going over to the fourth, and he just knows it. GG is called. Great game from Stark. I think if he had taken those engagements a little bit better, not quite as sloppily, then he probably could have done what he needed to crawl back into that game.
It was definitely a lot better played by Resolution there. He was making the right decisions. As soon as he set up that sort of soft contain on the natural, he's like, okay, fourth base. Might as well take it now while I can. And but also, I really like the decision by Stark to float that base down there, because, like you said, a lot of times in that position, players get kind of mind-boggled and they're not sure what to do. But Stark wasn't phased by it. He knew what he had to do. He had to move it, and that's what he did.
He's like, yeah, I'm just going to float my stuff over here, because at best, the same thing happens. Because right now it's just a building. I need to be able to get something out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
1 second here.
All right, ready to go? Kick off this final game?
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right, let's load it up. Here we go on Catalina, one of the coolest maps in the map pool.
You really like this map.
I do. I love this map. And I think we're going to be... I think Stark's going to like this map, too, if he likes to play with Reapers.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't you go ahead and introduce our players first here.
All right, let's take a look here. All right. Going ahead and spawning on what looks to be the 1 o'clock position. It is a tie game, first of all. Tie game hype. The ace match of the CTL Week 1, or Series 1, or Week 1, or Everything 1. We have the green Protoss player representing Team Composite. It is Resolution.
Oh, playing with the camera mechanics. And over here on the 9 o'clock position of Catalina. Just recently losing that last game. Kind of a shock to Stark. He's so good. He doesn't lose a lot. Let's see what he does in this final game to adjust to his opponent. Yellow Terran player Stark. I'm going to make myself throw up if I keep doing that.
I was watching the stream. I'm like, dude, I got to shut this off. I'm about to I'm about to start spinning in my chair here. All right.
So yeah, game number 3 here. Resolution showing he's got the skill set to hang with Stark.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's see what happens here. We got the gas going down early for Stark. He's definitely going to go for a Reaper. This map pretty much forces you to do it because of how...
This map is actually really good for Reapers too. There's this huge wide area next to the third, or the potential third, I suppose, for anything to really jump in and out. But it sort of counterbalance that. There's a really long distance to get back behind the mineral line of the main to scout any tech. So there is a really wide entryway, but there's a lot of opportunities for you to defend that. And that's exactly what this pylon is going to be here for. It's going to be able to scout any sort of proxies or any sort of jump-ins from the Terran player. Now, in the last game, Stark said, all right, check it out. I'm up 1 game. I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to see what happens.
Yeah.
He rolled the dice, got this weird early Zealot mothership core, standard stalker pressure, and, oh, nice, shut the door on that probe right off the bat.
No.
Nope. I say no. But he went ahead and rolled the dice for an economic centered opening, and I wouldn't say failed, but it backfired. He wasn't able to get the economic saturation that he needed off of that early CC, and as a result, didn't quite have the army supply necessary for that first engagement, and then took a few bad engagements. Now, for this map, both players are like, all right, 1 more game and we're toast. So we're going to play super standard, super safe. Right now, second gas already going down for Resolution, and a Reaper expand from Stark. Just playing safe, trying to get the information, getting the scouting necessary. Oh, doesn't even go into Reaper expand.
No, he's just right into...
Holy snap! Yeah, he's like...
He's going for an early attack here, I think, off of 3 barracks.
I think he's going to do a +1. He's got 2... He's got double refinery, so I think what he's going to... And I think it's because that natural is being denied by that Zealot. I think he's going to go for a +1 attack with 3 barracks, which is really dangerous if you can manage to get it working. Either that, or he's just going straight into... What? He's just building Reapers. He's like...
Oh my god.
He's got 4 Reapers right now, and if properly microed, Reapers can just destroy Protoss. They can kite Zealots, and in high enough numbers, they can just absolutely decimate probe lines. The Stalker going to go down just to nothing. Okay, forces of an overcharge.
He can just move over to the natural here. Oh, he can reach that pylon as well, just being as annoying as possible, and he's still making more Reapers back at home. That engineering bay, I guess it was there just for the turret. I thought he was going to get +1/+1, or at least +1 attack on that one, but that's not what we're seeing here.
No, I've seen QXC destroy, like straight up destroy, like Masters League Protosses with this sort of play. I like this. It's annoying. It's weird. It's ballsy.
This map was built for it. Oh, he's going to grab that pylon, and that's going to, like,
shut... Oh, that's huge.
That's going to shut Resolution down so hard, he can't even get out that stalker he's trying to kernel out.
Oh, and Warp Gate is delayed. This is freaking sweet. Yeah. And this is the thing. There's one key to this build. You cannot lose your Reapers. If you lose your Reapers, or if like they start getting picked off one at a time, God, you are screwed.
He
Like,
has
oh, and
so
he's gonna
many.
snipe that zealot. He needs to reset the stalker count.
Oh,
And
he's like two-shotting probes here.
oh God, he needs to get out. He's gonna do a little bit of damage because if you get enough stalkers, you can sort of push this back. But 5 Reapers at a time, what am I watching? Command center going down. He's just gonna use Reapers that auto heal with 5 Reapers being built at a time. Just take out this natural.
This is an awesome build, and it's really awesome if you're a Terran player who hates to play against Protoss, because you can just, whatever, who cares, I'll just Reaper rush
It
you. And then...
really requires that you have good Reaper control, because right now if you lose too many Reapers, you have to get that critical mass to do the damage necessary, because if you don't, what you're watching happen right now is eventually what will happen at the beginning of the game, where, you know, he's losing 3 Reapers here, 4 Reapers here, 3 Reapers here, and then you can't actually get the critical amount necessary. See, even that, being smart, bailing on that pylon, because it's a pylon, what do I care? I need my critical amount of Reapers. This is extremely wise. And now Stim going down, Marines coming out, this is extremely smart.
And he's ahead by about 8 workers now, so plus mules, he's definitely ahead in this game. And he's just going to keep harassing here with these Reapers. If they come down to defend, then he's just going to hop back up to the main. He's probably going to get this Nexus. Oh, Photon Overcharge goes down now. He's going to have to leave.
Oh, no, he says, fuck it, I'm going for it.
Yeah,
denied.
He lost a couple more Reapers, but at this point, he's so far ahead. He's doubling the income right now. And he's just going to keep pulling ahead. He's kind of being a little careless now. I think he doesn't really care that much. He got a Nexus, and he got 9 probes. And he got, like, however many Stalkers and Zealots, so he's happy with that.
But now, I mean, look at the army supply. I mean, it's just about dead even, with more, I would say, more advanced tech and upgrades coming out of Stark, because, you know, the income, I mean, look at the income. Like, yes, he's not that far behind in workers, technically, but look at the income. It is huge for Stark. Like, that, Marines run on minerals. I don't know how that exactly works. Minerals go in, Marines come out. I'm not exactly sure. But point being, StarCraft 2 math. With that mule and with that amount of income, with what we're watching right now, I mean, he's already got his natural down. I mean, he's about to just transfer over workers. He's about to just go into full force here, and he's got the production. You know, I mean, look at this. Look at the supply difference. I mean, he's got a higher supply cap. He's got more units in general, and now we're seeing the gap just truly close.
Yeah, and the worst thing too is that Resolution is trying to macro out of this, and I don't think that's really the right decision for him here. You see the Forge going down. He's going to try to get some upgrades, but I don't think it's the right decision because he's already so far behind.
I think the Forge is also a desperate response for some protection as well, because he's like, okay, Photon Overcharge clearly didn't cut it. I have no idea what's coming behind this. Not to mention,
mining.
I was going to say this is absolutely fantastic, because with these annoying ass Reapers just continuing to smoke everything, might even get a sentry if he's good with his micro. Oh, but he forced 2. That's 100 energy that those sentries are going to have to...
Yeah, and he forced a Photon Overcharge, too, in the main for just, like, the 4 Reapers who were like, okay, I'll just leave that.
This is beautiful. He went up to a 5 barracks rush, and 5 barracks is exactly what you can support on a 2-base saturated economy for Terran with double mules. He went directly into the production that he needed in order to pump out a 2-base army, and look at this. Look at the army supply. It is just getting scarier and scarier and scarier. We have 47 to 24 with 46 workers, double mule, a 3rd CC coming down, more gas being taken, medevacs being built. Like this... I mean, look at the upgrades, too. He's got combat shield, concussive shell. He's like, dude, I'm going to hit you so hard you're not going to know what happened. I'm going to punch you so hard your head's going to be spinning. Like, that's exactly what Stark's thinking right now, except Stark has to do whatever he needs to do with this one push in order for it to be worth it, or else Protoss has the ability to close this game.
Zealots are running into the main here. They're going to be able to get a couple SCV kills. Actually, more than a couple, probably. Nice little play here by Resolution. If he's not going to go for a full-out attack, then this is the kind of thing he needs to do. Although he is going to... He picks up his Zealots, but I think... Oh, he might be able to get away with that.
He bought time. I mean, he's got units at the natural. Oh, yeah, and here we go. He's
Oh,
going to
no.
lose that warp prism. Got a little bit greedy with that warp prism. I would have liked him to, because that's the thing. Once you kill the warp prism, you can move out because you don't need to worry about it anymore.
Exactly.
If the warp prism, if it flies away, you have to be like, okay, I gotta build more stuff here. I gotta defend just in case. I gotta potentially leave units at home. I think that was careless, and I think that may have. Oh, he's going for a double pronged assault. He's like, dude. You can't defend 2 locations at once.
No, there's
with a
2
double
stalkers
drop.
here in the main.
Oh, yeah. A double drop in the main with a ridiculous amount of bio coming across to the natural. There's a lot of sentries at the main, so he could deny entry, but he's going to stem right in like... Oh, but he backs off.
Yeah, he's going to eventually end up going in. This drop in the main is still here. Photon overcharge used in the main, so all he's got to do now is move up the ramp. Force fields were there a little bit late. A couple Marauders and Marines getting in. There is a Colossus, and that force field is doing really good now.
I was going to say, he needs to elevator those units. He had those 2 medevacs. All he needed to do was elevator those units over the... Oh, my God, over the force fields. But it doesn't even matter. There's just bio just wreaking havoc. GG, man, is called. And Stark is going to take the best of 3, solidifying the 6-3 victory that Team All Inspiration has over Team Composite. Great games. A weird, pimp-ass way to end the game. I'm pretty sure Stark's in the chat feeling like a boss. I see Kappas in the chat right now. Throw up your Kappas. Throw up your GGs. Throw up your Stark hype. Reaper hype. God, GG. Jeez. Oh, GG, well played. Wow, what a great night, guys.